Donald Trump confirmed on Tuesday that he had shared information with Russia last week, and defended his right to do so, hours after U.S. media reported he had divulged top-secret information on the Islamic State IS group. The U.S. president defended his absolute right to share information with Russia, tweeting that, "As president I wanted to share with Russia, at an openly scheduled WH meeting, which I have the absolute right to do, facts pertaining to terrorism and airline flight safety." His message came after the Washington Post said he had revealed to Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, highly classified information gathered by an ally, on an alleged Islamic State group threat to use laptops on a passenger plane. The information was declassified in the act of Trump telling Lavrov and Russian ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak. Just before Trump's tweets, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the story was nonsense and that it was not worth confirming or denying. "For us it is not an issue, it's more nonsense," Peskov said when asked about the report. "It's not an issue for confirming or denying." Trump added that he had shared the information with Russia for humanitarian reasons, plus "I want Russia to greatly step up their fight against IS and terrorism." Declassifying information is a presidential privilege and is not illegal, but the intelligence reportedly came from a U.S. ally who did not authorize Washington to share it with Moscow. That development that could shatter trust that is essential to intelligence and counterterrorism cooperation, and place obstacles in the fight against IS. The top-secret intelligence that Trump shared with Russia appeared to have come from Israel, The New York Times and other news outlets reported on Tuesday, citing current U.S. intelligence officials. Israel has not yet commented on the reports, but Ron Dermer told The New York Times that the two countries remain allies in the fight against militancy. "Israel has full confidence in our intelligence-sharing relationship with the United States and looks forward to deepening that relationship in the years ahead under President Trump," Dermer said. In an attempt to downplay the seriousness of the information given to the Russians, Trump's national security advisor, H.R. McMaster, said the president's conversation with the Russian foreign minister and Russian ambassador to the U.S. was wholly appropriate. What the president discussed with the foreign minister was wholly appropriate to that conversation and is consistent with the routine sharing of information between the president and any leaders with whom he's engaged.
What the president discussed with the foreign minister was wholly appropriate to that conversation and is consistent with the routine sharing of information between the president and any leaders with whom he's engaged. I'm not going to be the one to confirm that sort of information that could jeopardize our security. No, I'm not concerned at all. That conversation was wholly appropriate to the conversation, and I think wholly appropriate what the expectations are of our intelligence partners.
Trump's action endangered the life of Israel's source inside IS. ABC News cited U.S. officials as saying, "The real risk is not just this source, but future sources of information about plots against us," said Matt Olson, a former director of the National Counterterrorism Center who is now a contributor at ABC. Dan Shapiro, a former U.S. ambassador to Israel, said the incident will make Israeli intelligence agencies more reluctant about sharing sensitive information with Washington. He told ABC that Trump's behavior will inevitably cause elements of Israel's intelligence service to demonstrate more caution.
Well, we had a very, very successful meeting with the foreign minister of Russia. Our fight is against ISIS. As General McMaster said, I thought he said, and I know he feels, that we had actually a great meeting with the foreign minister. So we're going to have a lot of great success over the next coming years, and we want to get as many to help fight terrorism as possible. And that's one of the beautiful things that's happening with Turkey. The relationship that we have together will be unbeatable. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it.